All right, welcome in everyone. Today we're diving deep into something that I know is close to all of our hearts, Ibadan Grammar School, taking a close look at this proposed perimeter fence project.
Okay.
And we've got two really interesting pieces of material to guide us. One is this really detailed FAQ document,
Mm.
and the other is this, frankly, beautiful fundraising brochure, really nice design, very visual.
Yes, lots of photos.
So as you know, you're probably listening to this because you are an alumnus of Ibadan Grammar School.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it. One thing that struck me looking at both of these materials
Okay.
is how much they both emphasize
Yeah.
the number one concern that students have,
Okay.
which is a lack of security at the school.
Yeah. And it's not just a vague feeling they're talking about.
Right.
They actually list out some pretty serious threats, like conflicts
Yeah.
with neighboring schools, trespassing, vandalism, even the safety of female boarders is highlighted as a concern. And it's great that this project is directly addressing that
Absolutely. Head on.
head on, and especially with what they're proposing, with that reinforced concrete fence along that border with Anglican Grammar School.
Mm-hmm. Sends a powerful message.
It does.
Yeah.
Really does.
Mm.
And it's not just about, reacting to problems that have already happened. It's about trying to prevent things in the first place. And I like how the brochure emphasizes how, a well-secured perimeter can really cut down on things like vandalism,
Oh, for sure.
which has been, let's be honest,
Yeah.
a bit of a recurring issue, right?
A problem, yeah.
They're talking about vandal-resistant materials,
Yeah.
secure lighting, even working with, local security to actually keep an eye on things. It's really about protecting that investment they're making in the school's infrastructure.
And making the campus a safer place for everybody.
Let's shift gears a bit and talk about the land issue, because this is something that the brochure brings up. They talk about how the school has actually lost quite a bit of land over the years to encroachment. And, thinking about the school being founded all the way back in 1913,
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine how much land might have been chipped away over time. It adds this whole other historical layer to the project.
Because, they say the school currently sits on 41.3 acres.
Wow.
Which is the equivalent of 250 plots of land. So, I mean, that's a significant
That is a big chunk.
chunk of real estate.
Yeah.
So securing those boundaries it makes sense,
Yeah.
not just for now, but for the school's ability to, to grow in the future, to develop.
Okay. Let's get into some of the specifics about this fence.
Mhm.
And the brochure actually does a fantastic job
It does, visually
breaking down the design.
Mhm.
So we've got what they call Type A, which is a block wall,
Block wall.
and then there's Type B,
Yes.
which is reinforced concrete.
Serious stuff.
Yeah, and it's interesting how they're strategically using
Right.
these different materials
Yeah.
for different sections of the perimeter.
And it's not random.
Yeah.
It's very deliberate.
Yeah.
They're specifically saying that the reinforced concrete
Yeah.
is for what they call the most vulnerable area, which is the Riverside bordering Anglican Grammar School.
Ah, yes.
Now, this is a question for you.
Okay.
Why would that particular boundary be considered high risk?
I think we all have some vivid memories
Mm-hmm.
of, let's just say, interactions
Yeah.
between the two schools.
Well,
Absolutely.
speaking of transparency,
Okay.
let's talk about the elephant in the room,
Yeah.
the cost.
Yes.
$500 million.
Big number.
It's a significant amount of money. And
Right.
I'm sure a lot of alumni out there are wondering, is this really necessary?
Yeah.
How do we know that the money is going to be used wisely?
And the FAQ document
Okay, go
kind of goes right at those questions, doesn't it?
head on. It does. They break down the costs very meticulously, explaining the different materials, the security features. They're putting in solar-powered lighting.
Go ahead.
And throughout it all, they really emphasize durability and minimizing future maintenance costs.
Got it.
But what I find reassuring is the focus on accountability. They're talking about bringing in independent auditors,
Oh, yeah.
setting up oversight committees, all designed to make sure that those funds are used responsibly.
That's huge. So it's not just about, raising the money.
No.
It's about making sure that it's actually managed effectively
Exactly.
and transparently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of raising money, the brochure does lay out all sorts of ways that alumni can actually donate.
It does. A variety of
Right.
options.
You can contribute by the meter. You can contribute by the panel. They even have naming rights for different sections
Oh, wow.
of the fence.
That's interesting. I like that. What I think is really smart about that is it really does make it accessible to a wider range of alumni,
Oh, yeah?
and it fosters this sense of
Yeah,
collective ownership.
absolutely.
It's not just about
Right.
the big donations, right?
Yeah.
It's about everybody having the opportunity to participate,
Mhm.
regardless of their financial capacity. And they even say that every single donor,
Wow.
no matter the amount, will have their name enshrined in a book of remembrance.
So lovely.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
It's a permanent testament to their contribution
Yeah.
to securing the school's future.
And speaking of, those notable contributions,
Mhm.
the brochure does mention that some pretty prominent alumni have already stepped up with some really significant donations. It's
Yeah.
it's really inspiring to see that,
It is, leading by example.
and it highlights the importance of giving back
Yeah.
to the institutions that really played a role in shaping us, leaving a legacy.
And this project is about so much more
It is.
than just this fence. It really is about investing in the future of Ibadan Grammar School.
And those generations to come.
Yeah. And the generations of students who will walk its halls. So we've just scratched the surface here, but we've uncovered some really important points about this project. We've talked about the security concerns. We've talked about that historical context of land encroachment, the design of the fence, the transparency measures that are in place, even the inspiring generosity of some of our fellow alumni. So stay with us because we're going to continue this deep dive into the Ibadan Grammar School Perimeter Fence Project right after the break.
It's interesting how this project, it really does go beyond just putting up a physical barrier. It's almost like it's about creating a sense of peace of mind, knowing that the school that we all care about so much is truly safe for future generations of students.
I mean, imagine,
Yeah.
being a student there again. Yeah.
And just being able to walk to class
Right.
without that nagging worry about potential disruptions or even threats.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the brochure, it really drives home that point, that this fence is an investment in the future of the school.
Right.
It's about creating an environment where students can just focus on their education, on extracurriculars.
Yeah.
Without all of those anxieties that we've been talking about.
And it's not just about protecting the students. We have to remember,
Right.
the staff, the teachers,
Exactly.
all of the people who are dedicating,
Uh-huh.
their time and energy to shaping
Right.
young minds.
Absolutely. A secure environment, it benefits everybody
Right.
within that school community. And let's not forget about that issue of vandalism,
Right.
which, as we said, it's been kind of a persistent problem.
Yeah.
And the FAQ section, they directly address that,
Yeah.
explaining how they're going to be using vandal-resistant materials,
Okay.
secure mounting for the solar-powered lights, even working with local law enforcement to increase vigilance.
It's like they've thought of everything, haven't they?
It really seems like they have. I mean,
Yeah.
the FAQ even talks about
Oh, wow.
the aesthetics of the fence,
Okay. Right.
making sure that it complements the surrounding environment
Yeah.
along Bishop Akinyele and Oladeo roads.
So they're thinking about
Yeah,
the visual impact
right.
on the community as well.
Clearly, a lot of thought and care has gone into this. I mean, from those practical considerations
Yeah.
about security,
Yeah.
to even those aesthetic details. They're really not just throwing up a wall here.
Yeah.
They're creating
Yeah.
a secure and visually appealing
Right.
boundary. That really enhances that entire school environment.
Now, the FAQ also mentions the issue of erosion,
Right.
which, given the terrain in that area is a valid concern.
It's a significant problem. They acknowledge that.
Yeah, and they do say that. They are going to be taking steps to address that
Yeah.
during the construction process. But I am curious, how are they going to ensure that the fence itself can withstand those,
Yeah. Right.
erosive forces over time.
Yeah, they say that current erosion
Okay.
won't impact the structural integrity of the
Let's
fence.
have it.
They're using high quality materials, construction techniques
Okay.
specifically chosen to withstand those conditions. So they're thinking long term,
Right.
making sure that this investment
Yeah.
stands the test of time.
That is reassuring.
Yeah.
And we have to think about that bigger picture here, right?
Mhm.
I mean, a secure perimeter not only protects the students, the staff,
Uh,
but it also, safeguards those valuable school resources,
Absolutely.
like the labs, the equipment, even those historical archives that really hold so much of
Mm-hmm.
Ibadan Grammar School's legacy.
Yeah, this project, it's about protecting the entire heritage of Ibadan Grammar School.
Yeah.
It's physical assets, it's intellectual treasures,
All right.
its reputation
Yeah.
as a leading institution.
It really is. It's about preserving the past
Mm-hmm.
and ensuring a brighter future.
Absolutely.
And speaking of the future, the fundraising aspect of this
Yeah.
is really kind of intriguing. I mean, they've made it
They have accessible to everybody.
accessible to everyone, haven't they? I mean, you can donate by the meter, by the panel,
Mm-hmm.
even sponsor a single column
Wow.
or a solar light.
It's amazing. What I really like is how they've structured
Yeah.
these donation options to really appeal to a wide range of alumni, and it creates that sense of
Yeah.
collective ownership that we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's not just about those large donations. It's
Yeah.
about, everyone having that opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to contribute no matter their financial capacity. And they even have these
Oh, wow.
different tiers of recognition.
Okay.
Pearl, bronze, silver, gold, platinum,
Wow.
even diamond.
Wow.
It's quite something.
This whole project, it's more than just a fence.
It is.
It really is about investing in
Mm-hmm.
the future of Ibadan Grammar School.
It is a powerful message
Yeah.
to current students as well.
Mhm.
Showing them that their predecessors
Yeah.
care about their well-being
Right.
and are invested in their success.
And the timing of this project
Mm.
couldn't be more crucial
No,
with all of the security challenges that we're seeing.
you're right.
Not just in Nigeria, but globally.
Increasingly.
It's essential that we
Oddly to do.
take these proactive steps to really safeguard our educational institutions.
Yeah, you're right. This fence, it's not just a wall.
Right.
It's a symbol
Mm-hmm.
of our collective commitment to
Yeah.
the safety and well-being of our students, our staff,
Yeah.
and our school. It's a tangible representation
Mm-hmm.
of our determination
Yeah.
to create a really secure
Mm-hmm.
and nurturing environment
Yeah.
where learning can truly flourish.
And the FAQ section really does a good job
It does.
of addressing any potential skepticism that might be out there.
Mm-hmm.
They've been very transparent about the costs, giving a very detailed breakdown of how those funds will be used. And they've also outlined the steps they're taking
Yes.
to ensure accountability. So they've got those independent audits, oversight committees to monitor the project's progress.
Mm-hmm.
Thought a lot about the logistics
They have.
of actual construction,
Hmm.
breaking the project down into 5 phases,
Yeah.
each focusing on a specific
Mm.
section of the perimeter. And that phased approach allows for
It does. Better management, oversight,
right.
making sure that each stage is completed to the highest standards.
And it's not just about that physical construction.
Right.
It's about bringing the
Mhm.
alumni community together.
The entire community.
Yeah. And the brochure
It does.
provides all of that information
Uh-huh.
that you need to get involved.
Right.
Bank details,
Mm-hmm.
contact information for class set and branch representatives.
Yeah, it's clear that
Yeah.
they want this to be
Yeah.
a collective effort.
And I think it's important to,
Mhm.
acknowledge that emotional aspect of this.
Right.
It's not just about
Mhm.
bricks and mortar.
It's about
It's about protecting
right.
a place that holds a special place
Mm-hmm.
in in all of our hearts.
Yes. It's about those memories that we made, the
Yeah.
friendships that we forged,
Yeah.
the values that were instilled in us.
It's about safeguarding that legacy
It is.
and ensuring that future generations of students have that same opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to experience that same
Right.
sense of belonging, that pride that we felt
Mm-hmm.
as students.
Absolutely. This fence, it's a tangible expression of that commitment.
This fence is a testament to that enduring spirit
It is.
of Ibadan Grammar School and that unwavering commitment of its alumni
Mm-hmm.
to ensure its continued success and prosperity.
It's a symbol of our shared history,
Yeah.
our collective responsibility, and our unwavering belief in the power of education to transform lives.
It is.
And it's a legacy that we can all
Yeah.
be proud to be a part of.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
Now, we've covered a lot of ground here,
we have.
but there's still so much more to explore.
There is.
So stay tuned,
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to continue our discussion in the next part.
Ah.
What really strikes me about this project
Mm-hmm.
is how it highlights that collaborative spirit
Uh-huh.
of the Ibadan Grammar School community.
Mm.
You know, it's not just the school administration driving this forward. It's really about
It is.
every alumnus,
Yeah.
every class set, every chapter
Mm-hmm.
around the world
Globally, yeah.
having this chance
Mm-hmm.
to contribute.
And it really speaks volumes, I think, about the impact
Yeah.
that Ibadan Grammar School has had on the lives of its students.
Mm-hmm. It's a global network, isn't it?
It is.
Of people who are connected by these shared experiences
Yeah.
and this desire to see the school thrive.
Let's bring it back to you, the listener,
Mhm.
knowing what you now know about this project, its scale, the challenges that it aims to address, the various ways that you can get involved.
Yeah,
What stands out to you as the most significant aspect of this?
that's a good question.
Is it that emphasis on student safety? Is it about preserving the school's land,
Uh-huh.
strengthening that alumni community,
Mhm.
or maybe it's something else entirely?
Yeah, think about it.
I think for me, it's really the way that this project challenges us to think about what legacy truly means.
Mm-hmm.
We often think about legacy in terms of,
Right.
memories and traditions,
Mm.
but this fence project, it reminds us that legacy
Mm-hmm.
requires,
Action.
active engagement.
A commitment to ensuring that Ibadan Grammar School can continue to flourish
Yeah.
in a world that's constantly changing.
Yeah. It's not a static thing.
No.
Legacy is something that we have to actively build and protect.
And that leads us to a final thought-provoking question
Okay.
for you to consider. How does this project impact your own sense of responsibility
Mm-hmm.
to Ibadan Grammar School?
Yeah.
Whether you're able to donate
Yeah.
financially or not,
Mm-hmm.
what other forms of support
Right.
might you consider?
Good question.
Could you spread the word
Mm-hmm.
among your fellow alumni? Could you advocate
Yeah.
for this project
Yeah.
within your networks? Could you volunteer your time or expertise?
So many ways to contribute.
Every action, no matter how small it may seem,
Yeah.
can truly make a difference. This fence, it's more than just a physical structure.
It is.
It's a symbol of our shared pride, our commitment to the future of Ibadan Grammar School,
Mm-hmm.
and a powerful reminder
Yeah.
that even years after graduation, that motto,
Mm-hmm.
for God and for our fatherland,
No, resonates.
it does. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive
Yes, we have.
into the Ibadan Grammar School
Mm-hmm.
Perimeter Fence Project.
I hope you found it informative.
We hope you've gained a deeper understanding
Yeah.
of its aims, the challenges that it seeks to address,
Mm-hmm.
and most importantly,
Yeah.
the vital role
Mm.
that each of us can play.
Mm-hmm. In ensuring its success.
Remember, this isn't simply about building a fence.
No.
It's about fortifying the foundation
Mm-hmm.
upon which future generations of mountaineers
Mm-hmm.
will stand tall.
Love it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
For joining us on this journey.
And as always,
Yeah.
stay curious, stay engaged,
Mm-hmm.
and never stop learning.